allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Watch. Successful so far.
So we really just have to finish up with Mr. Schultz here. Hopefully this will be the last time.
Yeah, we'll do a motion to reopen it.
Want to reopen the public hearing?
No, just reopen the application.
Okay.
So you can vote on it again. It's just
so moved.
technicality.
What was that?
I so move.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, I know I wasn't here the last meeting. Where was what was the paragraph we had an issue with?
Condition number 2, at the end. I think you're looking at the minutes maybe, Brad?
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Second
what we should-
page, number 2.
Okay. No expansion of the building or increase in intensity of use shall occur without further approval from the applicable town boards. Yeah. We're gonna leave that in there. What was your issue with it?
Well,
Well,
real quick, I want to pause, because it said,
It did say
no,
zoning board
yeah, it
before.
said zoning board of appeals.
That's what it
alright.
said before,
And
so
so
I
the
changed
the
it.
zoning board of appeals last
Sure.
month said further approval of the zoning board of appeals.
Okay,
And upon discussion here, the zoning board of appeals really doesn't have the right to,
no, because all our business is referred to us either by the town board or the building inspector himself.
Right.
Right.
So
That was mine.
we are not, yeah.
That was
you're right,
my
Sarah.
bad.
I think the current language should satisfy
I
all
agree.
of us at this point.
I think so. Yep,
Yep.
I like the way that sounds. Yeah, nobody would, every business we have in is referred to us, from an outside,
Right.
town.
Yeah,
Agency.
you're an appellate board, you're not
We are,
you don't make
yes.
code, you don't.
Correct.
Right,
That is-
That was the issue that I had.
Okay, that's-
Predominantly the issue that I had.
That's a fair point. That's fine.
I mean, the overall, maybe I shouldn't say it, but the gist was that those, limitations or conditions there, just, the general statement I had was they're a bit duplicative,
Mhm.
in my opinion, because the zoning board or the zoning laws all,
You gotta follow it regardless.
you gotta follow it regardless, so adding them to it is just
Sure.
kind of being redundant to the code that's out there, but,
That's fine.
it's likely.
Yeah.
It's language, but it's here,
Well, I was the dissenting vote last time, but I think this language, I certainly support this language, and if we can all agree on that,
I feel the same. And I just can't stress enough. I think just with this property, and giving the variance for the use of, commercial, as things change, could be 5 years, could be 10, could be 15 years from now. Whatever businesses just go through the proper channels of planning board approval.
Sure, no, I agree, I know there's a process that needs to be,
Yep.
for that.
Yeah, other than that, I think that was the main point that we're gonna stress on. So, anybody else have any questions? No? All right,
again, or no?
no,
No, you gotta read the resolution again, yeah. and
Okay.
then vote on it, yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Resolution granting use variance, whereas Schultz Farm Properties LLC owner of property located at 161 Sheller Park Road, tax map 40.02-2-8, submitted an application to utilize an existing building for the continued use of commercial vehicle repair, professional offices, light manufacturing, truck terminal, warehousing, use not permitted in RA zoning district, whereas the subject property was historically used for commercial business as a truck terminal, which use was lawfully established at the time when the property was zoned commercial. Whereas in 2016, the town of Baltimore rezoned the subject property to rural agricultural RA district, rendering the existing commercial use non-conforming. Whereas the proposed use constitutes a modification to a non-conforming use requiring a use variance pursuant to chapter 112-723 of the code of the town of New Baltimore. Non-conforming use shall not be changed to another non-conforming use or modified in a manner that increases its non-conformity, unless such modification results in a use of the same or less non-conforming nature as determined by the zoning board of appeals. Whereas the applicant submitted the required use variance application and the zoning board of appeals conducted a duly noticed public hearing on February 4th, 2026, at which time all presented parties were given an opportunity to be heard. Whereas after review of the application, testimony, and supporting documentation, the zoning board of appeals finds that the applicant is demonstrated unnecessary hardship. And whereas the zoning board of appeals finds that the requested use variance represents the minimum variance necessary to address the unnecessary hardship while preserving health, safety, welfare of the community. Whereas the zoning board of appeals has determined that this action has issued a negative declaration for the proposed SECRA, therefore be it that the zoning board of appeals of the town of Baltimore hereby grants the use variance to allow the non-conforming use of the existing building for commercial vehicle repair, professional offices, light manufacturing, truck terminal, warehousing at 161 Sheller Park Road, tax map 40.02-2-8, located in the rural agricultural zoning district, subject to the following conditions. 1, the approved use shall be limited solely to the uses described herein. No expansion of the building or increase in intensity. The use shall occur without further approval of the application. Of the applicable town boards. All applicable federal, state, and local laws and codes shall be complied with at all times. Okay. Anybody have any other questions? No. All right. We'll take this to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Nay?
It would be,
I make a
okay.
motion to approve.
Okay.
There we go.
There, yes,
Second.
correct. All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
There we
I jumped the
go,
gun.
we're good.
All this reading got me.
A little confused.
Okay, motion carries.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you. Can I check one more, a statement or request? I know earlier on during some of the courses of the meetings, we had talked about, the original zoning when it was changed and it became apparent, or at least a bunch of comments were made that it was likely a mistake with the zoning maps and the versioning and everything. And I think it was Ms. Horn there had mentioned that maybe this needs to get referred back to the applicable planning board or town board, because quite honestly, the variance is good and allows me to continue on right away though, but it still has significant detrimental effects on that property. I mean, I've spoken with real estate agents
Resale
and
value,
whatnot.
yes.
So could I respectfully request that you guys push this back to the planning board in the town and see what
Now
can be done
this
for
would
this?
go to the town
This would,
board.
right,
not even the
so
planning
you
board.
would have to meet with the town board, and you could call the supervisor or come to a town board meeting and just state what the issue is.
Yeah.
During like a public comment and see if they would consider it.
Mhm.
I did already talk to the supervisor and
Okay.
deputy supervisor to let them know this situation.
Yeah.
And I don't think they would be opposed
Yeah.
to,
And I had
you know,
I'm not gonna speak for her either, but unfortunately I wasn't here last meeting, but, the supervisor called me and I discussed that with her as well, so she's, should be aware of it.
right,
and I
they're
don't think
aware of
it's-
the
yeah.
situation, so I feel like if you wanted to call, have a conversation and see if they would,
I think they'd be open to it.
rethink the issue or bring it up at
Yeah,
the town
yeah,
level.
Yeah, I appreciate your attention. This gets me an immediate path forward, but I think that's the end game.
I
of
agree,
Really
yeah.
ultimately where I believe it should have been, and where.
Where it was.
Yeah, where it
It
was.
was.
Yeah,
It
it was. And, so again, but I guess we got it on the record and I will reach out, I guess. And
Yeah, I can when I send you the resolution with, motioned and all that on it, I can send you the contact information.
Yeah, I'll start off with some correspondence
Sure.
with the supervisor. That sounds like the best thing to do, start off with some
Yeah.
correspondence with the supervisor and give her my version of the background on, I'm sure she knows
Yeah,
quite
Yeah,
a
we
bit about
filled her
it.
in a little
And,
bit,
and
yeah.
then we'll see where that goes there. I mean, that's the end game, I think, of getting me back to ground zero, if you will. So,
Okay,
great. So, you will, send me.
I'm gonna email this to you, is the same email good? rather
Yes.
than sending it?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll just send you with, who motioned and seconded and all in favor and the date.
Okay.
So that'll be all set tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you for your patience.
Yes, thank you. Sometimes it's a
you.
journey, right?
It is. We're done. We're here. We crossed the finish line.
We'll miss seeing you.
Well, you get to try out another restaurant.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, motion to, we don't have any other business, right?
Nope.
All right, motion to close meeting?
No, I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Oh,
Minutes.
thank you.
You got
Jeez.
Sam here.
I know.
I know, who's seconding that?
Holy cow. I'll second.
Okay, cool. All right,
I was trying to make
All
this
in
the
favor?
shortest zoning board meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
okay, now,
Make a motion to close the meeting.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Thank-
someone in the stream.
All right, had that stop.